my fragrance friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I just wanted to do a quick little haul from the things that I bought from the last, I would say, 2.5 weeks. Yeah, 2.5 weeks. I still have perfumes coming, but I just kind of want to get this out of the way because I didn't want the haul to be too long. I think I have about 7-ish more coming, and that's assuming I don't buy anything this weekend. So I just wanted to hop straight into it. So I'm just gonna mosey these onto the side. And I'm in my kitchen today because I needed a little bit more counter space than where I normally do it because I really needed space. Okay, so this isn't going to be a review. It's just going to be literally maybe pointing out a few notes, a feel of it. I think maybe only one of them I got not even a full, no, that's not true. I didn't get a full day wear test out of all of them, out of any of them, but I did test a couple of them out of my skin, but I'm not going to do any review on any of them, but I will give my first impressions if I have any. Yeah, so I'm just going to hop right in. Okay, and I have my little testy strips here, over here, and okay, so let's just get started. So for the first one here, we have Amir al-Oudh by Lataffa. And this one I found out from the perfume guy. The perfume guy. The guy that wears the baseball hat. If you know, you know. I believe it's the perfume guy. So Amir al-Oudh. This one is, I think, if I'm recalling this correctly, By the Fireplace. It's similar to By the Fireplace. I remember wearing By the Fireplace when I still lived back in New York, and I really, really enjoy that fragrance. And smelling it off the cap, it definitely does smell similar. This definitely leans more on the male marketed side, but I don't care because I love that. It's very woody. There's definitely, obviously, Aoud in here because for goodness sake, there's Aoud in the name. But you definitely get that. There's also vanilla in here. There's also sugar. This is great. It's definitely sweeter on the test strip than when I tested on my skin. When I tested on my skin, the woodiness and the Aoudiness comes out a little bit more. But definitely on the dry down, it gets sweeter on the dry down. Yeah, so this is really a lovely fragrance, especially if you like darker, woodier, slightly smoky scents. This is definitely appropriate for the fall and the autumn. Oh yeah, this is an absolutely, you definitely get that vanilla. You get the Aoud, you get the slight smokiness. This is perfect. I think this is a really good similarities to that one. There definitely are differences, and I'm not remembering what specifically are the differences, because it's been years, a couple of years, no, it's been like maybe 3 years since I've smelled in By the Fireplace. But gosh darn, it is really, really similar. So if you like that, you're gonna like this, and obviously for essentially a fraction of the cost. So this is Amir al-Oudh by Lataffa, and I like the weight of the cap too. It's a nice hefty weight of a cap there. Okay, so Amir al-Oudh was the first one. Okay, so the next one was actually a backup. This one is Femme Individuelle, excuse me, oh my god, I'm butchering that name, by Mont Blanc. I found out about this fragrance by Layla. She is a fragrance reviewer based out in the United Arab Emirates, and I love this so much I got a backup. This is a beautiful rose, patchouli, peony, light scent. So for me, I'm not a fan of patchouli notes. However, I can tolerate it if it is done well. And to my nose, this patchouli comes off a little bit sweeter. So this is watery, this is aquatic, this is fresh, peony, rose. You definitely get that patchouli, but I don't mind. I don't mind at all because it's sweet. It's done well and it doesn't agitate me. Yeah, so those are the main 3 things coming out for me. Yeah, so Femme Individuelle is definitely a very great everyday scent. So much so that I made sure I got a backup of this. And I think it is a tester, that's why there's no cap on it. But if you love rose scents, I love rose scents. This is definitely, I think, something you should have in your arsenal of fragrances for everyday wear, for things that you don't really need to think about, that you still smell light and airy and beautiful and inoffensive. This is definitely an inoffensive scent, even though there's patchouli in there. This is just a beautiful, pretty scent. Yeah, highly recommend this if you are into rose fragrances. Okay. Moving right along. This one I find so interesting. So this one is called Apple and Aces by Genre Perfumes, the Perfume Nest. She recommended this, and I think in one of her latest videos, I think how to smell expensive on a budget. And this one caught my eye because I hadn't heard of it. And it sounded interesting. So it's like a boozy apple perfume. So I did not give this a full day wear day. Oh my gosh, I am so tired. I'm not making any sense. A full day wear test. However, I did try it on my skin. And so here's the thing. So it plays differently, I'm sure, on everybody's skin. So for me, immediately, so the top notes here are apple, I hope I get this right, apple pear, rum, brandy, rum, cognac, and wine are the top notes. And let me tell you something. On my skin, all you get is alcohol. That's all. It's all booziness. The minute it hits my skin, it's all booziness. Like on the tester strip, you get a little bit of that apple and a little bit of the sweetness of the pear, everything, like a sweetness of fruits. But on my skin, you just get, I get smacked in the face with alcohol. I smell boozy, and I kind of got a side eye in my house when I wore it. Just like suddenly there's this smell of like alcohol in the air, and that wine note, for some reason, it screams on my skin when it's there. So it smells like literally I got hit with wood dumped in all kinds of alcohol. Now, with that said, I guess it was just maybe the chemistry of my skin, where it was just kind of sitting there on my skin. Even though it was boozy, it was sweet, but that booziness was a little too overwhelming for me. However, I think it was maybe maybe 15 to 20 minutes in, it started to calm down. That strong booziness, because at first it was just basically wood and alcohol. That was all I smelled on my skin. But then after some time passed, then that sweetness started coming out, and that booziness started going way back into the background, and it gave it character. But it wasn't the first thing that you noticed. And that wine note, that was kind of agitating me, in the sense that it smelled like I literally took wine and poured it on my skin, and that wasn't quite a pleasant experience. But I love the way that this transformed. That all those, the cognac, the rum, and the wine, they took a back seat all the way in the back to add character, and that apple comes in the front. I think there's vanilla. There's definitely woody notes in here. There's, I think, other sweet elements in here, and those finally come to the front. This is a long-lasting one. This is unique. 100%. This is not for everybody. You have to like unique scents to like this, and you have to be patient. If you need something to be pleasant right out of the box or right out of the bottle, this may not be for you. But I, for one, do not mind at all to let things play on my skin, because I believe fragrance is a journey, scents are a journey. And so for this is kind of a journey for me. It doesn't meld well with my nose at first, because it's just way too much booziness. I just smell like I'm a walking wet bar, essentially. But then it gets good. And let me tell you something, on the tester strip, the smell is still in the tester strip. I had not this one right now, but I had one prior, when I had all my fragrances lined up and kind of doing tests on them. This was literally still on the tester, vaguely, but still there. More than 48 hours later, you could still smell it. So I can only imagine if I put this on my clothes that this would be long lasting. And this definitely is very inexpensive. And this is really good. So I would definitely recommend this if you are into niche fragrances, if you like unique things. This definitely would be for you. Walaikum assalam. You would definitely enjoy this. So again, this is Apple and Aces by Genre Perfumes. It's a niche perfume, and you can find it on Etsy. So definitely a recommend. All right, so the next one up, we have Mauboissin. And this is Promise Me Intense. And I had mentioned another Mauboissin perfume in my last video. So this one's pretty interesting. This one is a Rose Aoud fragrance. And this, again, is one of those things, is definitely not going to be for everybody. So when you first spray this, again, didn't get a full day wear test. But when you first spray this, you get hit in the face with that strong Aoud. So for this one, they definitely use a more realistic smelling Aoud. This is definitely not going to be for everybody, but I would still urge you to just be patient with this, because it actually turned me off when it first hit my skin. So on the tester, it's nice, but you still get that strong Aoud smell. But on my skin, the Aoud came very almost barnyardish, just almost slightly animalic. For the first, I would say 60 seconds, and I almost washed it off, but something told me not to. So I left it on my skin, and then you get that rose, and the Aoud kind of calms down and becomes more fresh. It is beautiful. Oh my God, you have to love rose Aoud scents for you to like this. This is not a safe blind buy. You have to love Aoud for this. This is deep, it's dark, it's heavy, it's dense. Definitely more obviously on the Middle Eastern side. Even though this is a French brand, but it is a Middle Eastern leaning fragrance. But it's absolutely stunning. And I believe on Fragrantica, it listed black rose. And I love black roses. I always have black roses somewhere in my house. I mean, obviously not real ones like silk ones, but still. It's absolutely stunning. So this one kind of took me on a 60-second journey. I was like, ooh, God, this is just what is happening here. Too animalic. But literally 60 seconds later, it played with my skin, and that sweetness of that rose came out. The beauty of the Aoud came out. Yeah, so I can see how somebody might wipe this off their skin very quickly or wash it off their skin without giving it any chance. Give it a chance. If you like deeper, darker Aoud scents, and you love especially the rose Aoud DNA, I would highly, highly, highly recommend this. And again, this is really a brand that is not talked about much. This is Mauboissin. And literally in my last video, I had talked about Mauboissin, Mademoiselle Twist in my vanilla video. So this one's Promise Me Intense. There is another Promise Me, but this is the intense version. I'm not familiar with the actual Promise Me one, but the reason why this caught my attention, it was because of that rose and the Aoud notes. I reached for this. So this is definitely beautiful. If you like this kind of DNA, you like deeper, darker scents, this is definitely an evening scent. This is, I wouldn't say maybe an easy reach. I would have to be in the mood for Aoud, the mood for Oud. Anywho's, but yeah, if you like that DNA, I highly recommend this, but this is not a safe blind buy if you are not a fan of Aoud. So again, Promise Me Intense by Mauboissin, and I will also list all the names of the perfumes that I'm noting below. All right, so the next one up, actually let's switch it up. So we're doing darker, let's do something a little lighter now. So this one is Stella EDP, no, correction, Stella EDT, Eau de Toilette. So this was my signature scent all through college, and I absolutely loved it. They discontinued it. I'm so upset. So I got my hands on what I could. As much as I love Stella, the one in the purple bottle, I believe there's a gold ring around it. I'm not willing to pay an upcharge of almost $400 for something that wasn't originally that much. You know what I mean? Like Baccarat Rouge is originally $300. I'm not going to spend, as much as I love Stella, I'm not going to spend that much money on a Stella. So I end up getting the EDT. This is obviously not the same as the Stella EDP. There is also, I believe, a lemonade note in here, so it definitely is different. But if you are missing Stella, I think this is still worth it. And it is very light, but it still has that very characteristic Stella DNA that actually kind of does scratch an itch that I had in my nose, missing it. I have so many wonderful memories with this. And if you miss Stella, this is obviously sharper and tangier than the Stella. The Stella had mandarin and I believe it had amber and rose. This is definitely tangier. You definitely get that lemonade in this. And it is much lighter, but if you are missing it, again, I would highly recommend to get your hands on the EDT until before they even discontinue this. So again, this was my signature scent, and I was so disappointed to find out that they discontinued it. I have a roller ball, but I basically don't even use a roller ball because it's just, when I want to kind of take myself back into particular memories, I just go smell it. I don't think I'm actually going to use it. It's just more of a thing for me. But I definitely am on the hunt for something that kind of sort of replaces Stella. Yeah, so this definitely, it scratches an itch, but not quite. So again, Stella EDT. All right, moving along. Okay, now we're going to go to another dark boozy one. So this one is Valentino Donna Noir. Yeah. Yeah, Donna Noir at the Perfume. This is discontinued, but it is available. It is on the pricier side. It's over 100, maybe 140. The price might have gone up. But yeah, this is really, really beautiful. I think, oh my gosh, I can't remember who made this. It's either Sophia Constant or Louise Turn. I think it might be Sophie Constant. One of the three people that worked on, oh my God, I'm totally blanking. Oh, Mugler, Nova. One of those three perfumiers, one of them made this, and I believe it was Sophia Constant, but don't quote me on that. But this is a beautiful one right here. And I got this one because I'm so in love with the original Valentina Donna, not Donna born in Roma, Donna, the actual Donna, the one in the clear bottle with the pink liquid inside, not the dark pink, the light pink. I'm absolutely in love with that rose leather fragrance, and obviously had to get the Noir version of it. Best decision I have made. There is plum in this. There's, I believe, cognac in this. Obviously, there is rose in here because I am a rose fanatic. I don't believe I need to qualify loving rose fragrances. I noticed this trend on YouTube where people need to qualify loving rose fragrances. They're like, oh, you know, for a rose fragrance, this is good. I love this for a rose fragrance. And I'm like, no, I love rose, period. I've loved it ever since I was in high school. I don't know if it's a cultural thing because I grew up around the smell of roses, so I always had good associations to it. But I think it's also a personal thing because I just personally love the smell of roses. I love it. I always have fresh roses in my house at any given time. But yeah, I digress. I just wanted to note that I don't want to qualify liking rose fragrances. I like what I like, and that's on that really. But this is just, oh my God, this is just, I can't even. You get that plum, you get that booziness, but it doesn't hit you in the face. It's just that like seductive kind of like booziness in the background, that rose. There's a sweetness in there. There's a woodiness in there. This is deep, dark, and central. This is definitely an evening fragrance. This is a head turner. This is if you want to stop people in their tracks. This is like Donna. I mean, the name is so apt. Donna Noir. This is literally Donna, like the darker, edgier sister. This is her. I mean, the bottle is just so appropriate. The name is so appropriate. It's like Donna at night, essentially. And this is absolutely stunning. I have to do its own little thing here because I can't even do justice to this in like this few minutes here. But I mean, this I think was my best buy out of this whole thing. This was my favorite one. So again, Valentino Donna Noir. All right, moving quickly right along. So this one right here is, I'm gonna make sure I get the name right. Okay, so it's by Chopard Love. So two fragrance reviewers that I listened to, Soki London mentioned it prior, and then again, the Perfume Nest as well. She mentioned it as well. This is another beautiful, beautiful rose fragrance. If you're not seeing a trend here with all these rose fragrances, I'm going to point it out very clearly for you. I love my rose. So this is beautiful. Oh my goodness. This is another evening fragrance. There's cinnamon in here. I think there's like 5 or 6 different kind of roses in here. Bulgarian rose, Taif rose. I don't remember which ones. I'm going to hold it up because it's tiny. But this is a beautiful, spicy, like a warm, spicy. You definitely get that cinnamon. You get all those different layers of roses. I believe there's a little maybe patchouli or woodiness or something in here. This is definitely on the spicier side. Oh my God, this is absolutely stunning. This is definitely a dinner scent. Oopsie, got that out of frame. Yeah, this is definitely a dinner scent. This is definitely more mature in the sense that like I'm a grown woman. I know what I'm doing. I know what I want, and I'm gonna make heads turn. Like this is just I can't even. I'm definitely if this ever runs out, because this is pretty strong. I mean, I don't know what the long-lasting power is, but it's strong in terms of like smell. If this ever runs out, which it probably is, because it's a tiny little bottle. I kind of regret buying such a little bottle now, but I definitely will be re-upping this when this finishes, because I can definitely see this. I'm sorry. Oopsie. I definitely can see myself reaching for this, but this is definitely an evening scent. I don't think I would be reaching for this in the morning or the afternoon, but absolutely stunning. You get those layers of all those roses in there, and you get that cinnamon, and you get that, oh, it's definitely a beautiful spicy rose fragrance, and definitely a little bit more unusual than the other ones that I have in my collection. So this was definitely a beautiful buy. This is Chopard Love, a beautiful rose spicy fragrance. Another one. Okay, so we only have 2 more to go. This one is Roberto Cavalli. Roberto Cavalli Noir. So I had to bring this here for comparison. So in my last vanilla video, I talked about Roberto Cavalli EDP. This is the EDP Noir. Or is it? No. Oh my gosh, no, just kidding. This is Nero Absoluto. Just kidding. Roberto Cavalli Nero Absoluto, which is it's really similar to the Roberto Cavalli EDP. And the reason why I bring this up, this is basically like its more mature sister in all the amazing ways. Like this has ebony in here. There has orange in here. So this has African flower in here, African orange flower, African orange blossom. They both have vanilla, if I'm not mistaken, but this one's deeper, darker, juicier. Actually, this is actually much juicier. This has an orange flower, I believe, but this actually has like an orange note in here, and you can definitely get that juiciness in here. So I would recommend maybe this for the morning, like for work, if you're going to work or you're running errands, and then to save this beauty for like the evenings. So Nero Absoluto. Oh my God, you get that juiciness right off the bat. I can't imagine anybody not liking this. I mean, can we just talk about this beautiful black opaque bottle? It's just giving me life right now. I love like black, by the way. I love edgy things, if you couldn't tell. Oh my God, you definitely get that ebony. You get that juicy orange. I believe there is vanilla in here as well. You definitely get that. It's absolutely stunning. So if you like that DNA of Roberto Cavalli, and you're gonna love this. This is just its evening version of it, like elevated, more elegant, more sophisticated, more juicy, more darker. And Louise Turner, I was corrected. Oh, thank goodness, I was corrected by Victoria Galvin. Bless her for doing that. I don't know how I forgot it was Louise Turner that made this. Obviously not Roberto Cavalli. Duh, that was so silly of me. But Louise Turner also did this one, and it's absolutely stunning. Again, a non-offensive perfume, and you can. I'm really enjoying it. It is an absolutely juicy, beautiful fragrance. And so this is Roberto Cavalli Nero Absoluto, and then the last one we have here is Boucheron Quatre in Rose. So it's not actually on the bottle itself, which kind of irritates me because all the bottles kind of look alike. So this is Quatre in Rose. Yes, another rose fragrance. Maybe I should just call this a rose fragrance haul. That's essentially what I think I need to call this at this point. Because, yeah, no, seriously, actually, hold on. Other than this, and this, and this, all of these were rose. Oh my goodness, oh good gracious. Oh, for goodness sake. Anyway, Boucheron Quatre in Rose. I kind of like the way this oopsie, like kind of turns down like that. It's super cute. All right, so this one, I don't know if I'll be reaching for this one that much because it's a very springy fragrance. I mean, I'll reach for whatever I want, whenever I want, but still, I think my urge to reach for something like this. So it is watery. It's definitely musky. I would be shocked if there's no musk in here. This is watery. It's like aquatic, musky rose. It's definitely something slightly powdery in it. But again, I think it's just that musk in there. And maybe there's peony. It's just like a very watery rose. I really am not recalling any of the scents other than the fact that it's a bloody rose fragrance. And maybe a little orange or something. Some kind of fruit in here. I hope my nose is not broken. I think there's some kind of fruit in here. Oh my god, it's so good. I love musk. I love musk. I love musk. And this is a musk that's not like so strong and soapy that it irritates me. Like the Body Shop white musk, that's just like they need to chill with that, because that's just like, that's a big no for me. That's too sharp for my nose. This is the beautiful round musk. Slightly ever so powdery-ish, creamy-ish, almost, just almost. Oh my god, this is absolutely stunning, and I definitely will be wearing this when the weather gets warmer, or if I'm ever in the weather, like it's cold and I just need a refreshing uplift, I will probably reach for this. So again, this is Boucheron, Quatre in Rose, and I'll just quickly review the scents that I went over. So this is Mont Blanc, Femme Individuelle, this is my backup. This is Mauboissin, Promise Me Intense, it's a French brand. The next one, we have Stella EDT by Stella McCartney. This is Valentino Donna Noir. I'm in love with this bottle. Here we have Chopard Love. We have Apple and Aces by Genre Perfumes. We have Amir al-Oudh by Lataffa. Ooh. Ah, did you hear that? Oh my goodness. We have Roberto Cavalli, Nero Absoluto. And what we just talked about, Boucheron, Quatre, and Rose. All right. Thank you, my friends. I hope this wasn't too long. If you're still here at the end, thank you so much for being here. I will try my best to do another haul soon when I get that influx, if I don't order more this weekend. And I will be doing my very best. I am setting the intention to work on the decluttering video tomorrow to do the second part. It's going to be a little longer because there's still a lot of perfumes there. And hopefully I'm trying my best to get to that this weekend, sit down and record that for you. And just a gentle reminder, please find someone to thank today, even if it's for something small. And more importantly, take a moment to thank God, because if you're here watching this video, that means we made it into yet another day. And even with our trials and tribulations, God is great. Okay, thank you, my friend. Bye.